Welcome to humanitywins.net. Please read the important disclaimer on your screen. All of the content provided is for entertainment purposes only. It should not be taken as medical or legal advice. Please contact your doctor or lawyer if you require such advice. Thank you. The show starts right now. Hello, welcome to this new show of humanitywins.net. This is episode 273 from November the 27th of the year 2023. Today is a Monday, and today's episode is about we live in a multidimensional universe. Just a brief channel announcement before I start. I'm very glad that the communication through email has been improving. When we moved from our older platforms, BitChute and Rumble, to YouTube, our only platform right now, there was a natural fall in the number of interactions I had through email. Almost went to zero, to be honest with you. Right now, I'm very happy. I received 2 emails last week, and one of the emails I'm trying to honor it because it was a very deep petition, and I loved it. They say, hey, Alex, maybe you're moving away from what, Humanity Wins was supposed to be. And by the way, the channel started as change is near, because I do believe change is always around us, always around the corner. Change is something good, something we should embrace, always changing, always evolving, always maturing. So then I had to make, a lot of things have happened. I changed the name last year. I registered the domain humanitywins.net. And by the way, if you want to help out by sharing the word about our channel, if you like it and then you feel others might like it, the best way is just share the domain name, humanitywins.net. It's a very simple landing page that you get there, the email, hey@humanitywins.net. You get a link to the YouTube channel, and you get a link to the Twitter, X, whatever. Now this name change has been complicated to explain. Some people still refer to it as Twitter and some people as X. This new platform, you can get the link there to my username on Twitter. humanitywins.net, by the way, is the username. And as I shared, all are different. Through email is a one-to-one interaction. Through Twitter, I participate there in the community, and I'm a little bit different. Maybe I go a little bit more out there, like we're gonna go on the show. And of course on YouTube, it's basically the core of the channel, the videos, the chats with my guests, mostly with my very good friend Tony from the UK. Now I had the pleasure and honor to also have Joel, that a while we haven't chat, and it was a great chat. And by the way, the invitation is always open. If it's something you think you might enjoy, please send me an email to hey@humanitywins.net, and for sure we will get you on the show and we can chat about everything, as long as we try to put a positive spin to it. Having said all that, this is a short Monday episode. These solo episodes are going to become around 10 to 15 minutes, because it's not that I don't want to invest time in including videos, but most of the really important subjects, they don't really need supporting videos. Of course, if I'm doing a show on aviation, if I'm doing a show on IT, like Y2K, those are the ones that are primed to go and find a couple of supporting videos, because for me to have the time and the talent to produce such good videos are out there on aviation, and that is it's just not going to happen. So in that case, I use the work from other creators, and I honor them by including the link to the whatever I use as far as videos on the show notes. Okay, that's where you can go and find more work from those creators if you enjoyed it. And I clarify, it's not my work on those supporting videos. So we live in a multidimensional universe. We're really going to go out there on this one. I know about what a bad name, this concept of the 5D, and some refer to it as the fifth dimension, some refer to it as the 5-density reality or fifth density reality. There's a school of thoughts on both ideas, what is right, what is wrong. I do believe this movement called the New Age has an agenda of its own, and its agenda, unfortunately, at its core, I believe there are good components of the New Age. Mostly the small creators, the ones that are really doing it out of the kindness of their heart, the ones that are just expressing their intuition. But I believe that the leaders of this movement called the New Age, which is kind of a new religion in a way, they have an agenda. And I'm not going to go into what its agenda, but I think you can figure it on your own. That is not necessarily, always when there's an agenda, it's not necessarily for our own good. So I do believe we live in a multidimensional universe. I actually do believe there are multiple versions of ourselves. And this is when it gets very complicated, if they are from the future and the past, or if time is just a multidimensional force that we don't understand, and maybe everything is happening and it's only the now. Okay. I recently spoke to a friend that, he told me we were talking a deep subject and, about time travel and stuff like that. He says the past doesn't exist and the future doesn't exist. It's always the now. It's just there in another kind of dimension. And it kind of made sense the way he explained it, that, we are coexisting. Everything, these timelines and everything is coexisting just in different dimensions. So whenever I say that your best guide, your primal guide is you from the future, and I call it your higher self, your higher dimension self, if you want to add to it, it's just the best or best version, the one that has figured out everything that you need to figure out. That's the one that comes back. It cannot fix the issues for you because that will be artificial. That will be, wouldn't be organic. You have to figure out. I mean, in a way, this higher version knows that the only reason it exists is because you eventually, through time or through dimensions, again, if this is a different force, were able to figure out everything there is to figure out in your existence. I do believe, as always, that the Creator, He gave us everything at the beginning, but then He gave us free will, and He gave us kind of the mission that we had to discover our own wisdom. We had to discover our own morality. We had to discover everything that we need to discover in order to become this higher version of ourselves. So that's why we have free will. That's why we have choice. That's why evil exists, because it's just by the choice of the beings that have decided to go rogue, to go wrong. And there's, in a way, please let me clarify. I know I've been evil. Okay. I know I've been evil in the past. I know I've been, maybe I'm evil today. I don't know. I still make mistakes. Okay. I still maybe have evil thoughts. I don't want to, in a way, kind of say that I'm perfect or anything close to that. Okay. But it's through choice, it's through free will, is because I allow it in a way. I do have control of my life, of my existence, and I know that what gives me peace is I'm eventually going to figure out, I'm going to mature, talking in the future, in another dimension, in a higher dimension, and I'm going to become whatever I need to become to be of service to the universe, because that's our mission, okay? Our mission, we were created to be of service to others, to be of service to the universe, okay? And that's something we need to figure out. Oh, Alex, so there's nothing for me. No, at the end, no. Okay, but you're gonna be living, existing in total ecstasy, in total pleasure, in total love, feeling that pure, undiluted love of just serving the universe. Okay, serving. Okay, we're gonna figure out we don't need anything. Okay, we don't really need anything. Is this physical world, as I've been sharing these past few weeks? Yes, I'm sorry. I've been kind of being a little drama queen. I apologize for that. I've been venting a lot about my financial situation. When I think about it, it's difficult or not, in a way, my assets are far superior than my debt. So, I'm just in a financial cash flow problem. But, I didn't have any assets and if I was full of debts, then trust me, my situation will be much, much worse. And I know that's the situation of many people out there. Okay. There are people that don't have anything at all to follow. Okay. And then they get in financial problems. It's really, they are dependent on the outside help of family and friends. And, and that's what I've been using as a perspective of saying, stop crying, stop, lamenting yourself. Yes, I'm right now delinquent in one of my debts. I'm unable to pay it for the moment. And when I liquidate my main asset, which is my house, I plan to pay whatever interest. I know it's sometimes they exaggerate, especially when you go delinquent. That's when they really take out, the little letters of the contract and they apply, absurd interest to you. But that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. And again, this is because this reality, this material reality, this physical reality is what it demands. Okay. I must insist, I do have a lot of problems because explaining, sorry about that. Not that I have a lot of problems and I stopped. I have a lot of problems explaining my position that all of these issues are not in the cards. Okay. That's what I think we eventually are going to figure out, that suffering and that is not true necessarily, the way to learn, but it's just trying to do your best, and at the end, if that's enough, that's enough. If not, try your best. There's really no good solution. As I shared, there was someone I'm not saying this person is bad or good, okay? Just he was kind of bad day probably when I contacted him a couple of weeks ago. And the issue is we tend in this physical world, in this dimension, to put success as, and how you're doing financially, how you're doing with your health. Okay, of course, if you have a lot of money, but you have stage 4 cancer, then you're probably not going to be seen even by yourself. Like, my God, I'm almost going to leave this reality. So what is this money? I'm not going to take this money with me, and it's not going to help me. I'm sorry, I laugh, but it's just a reality. And the same, you can have your health, you can be young, but you don't have anything to do. I must insist in this physical reality, you need it, which is free and available and abundant, like everything should be, by the way. And everything else, of course, money. Okay. Yeah, you can be in a forest like the picture you see in your screen, but at the end, let's be honest here, you're gonna last a few days. But if you want, if you want a normal life, you need money. Okay, so this universe is much more than we see. And I think that's where the multi-dimensional part comes from. I was going to prepare a slide on the 3D, 4D, 5D. Actually, I was going to concentrate on explaining the 4D, okay, which is something that I don't understand it completely by now. But I hear these different positions that some call it the sleep, the dream state, the dream dimension in a way. They claim that we go to the 4D every night by dreaming. Okay, you go to the 4D, and that's why dreams seem, if you think about it, dreams, and I don't know why lately, I've shared last year or something, they have seemed so dense, so like in super H 4K HD or something like that. Amazing sounds I've been hearing in dreams. So who knows? Maybe this is 4D, the dream state. Some others call it the astral. Okay, the astral plane also, just the astral or the astral plane, and feels to me that that's more accurate, or it could be that it's both things, by the way. And that's why maybe through dreams you can contact dead family members. You have heard the stories. I dreamt with my father that has passed away and stuff like that. And it's maybe because we're both in the 4D at the time. You connect to the 4D in your dream, and your father is out there in the 4D. And what is the 4D? The 4D, what I do know, my intuition tells me it's a transitory dimension. It's not really something you should be there forever or for a long time. So when you leave this physical 3D state dimension, I think you're supposed to jump somewhere else, okay, to another dimension, to another place, to a different test, to a different reality, okay? And if you're stuck in the astral, which is transitory, it will be, so we can understand each other, it could be what religions claim, for example, to be the purgatory, okay? That intermediate state that you're being figured out if you're going to go to heaven. Maybe they call heaven the 5D, okay? And I'm going to explain that in a second. Or you're, what I totally disagree is that the hell part, that just doesn't exist. That's just not spiritual. That the universe doesn't have a hell, okay? Because it's not what our creator is about. He's all about love. By the way, that's going to be Friday's episode. It's going to be like Universe Week, okay? I really got excited with that email that I wanted to do both shows of this week about the universe. And Friday's episode is going to be the universe all about love. And actually have a few tweets from a person that I follow on Twitter, excellent tweets that I'm going to read to you, and in a way kind of make my point on why that is that. So finally, just going back and explaining this, I wanted to have this graph showing the 3D, the 4D, and the 5D, but amazingly no, the one that kind of piques our interest is the 4D, again, the transitory state. So you leave this reality, the important part is you become pure spirit, okay? You leave the flesh behind. We can all agree with that, even religions. No one says you go out there and you teletransport yourself with your body and your brain and your heart, and I'm talking about the physical part and your legs and everything. No. You leave that behind. That's very clear. That stays here, becomes matter. And that's why I must insist, I believe what's natural, what's organic, what feels to me organic is that matter should go back to Mother Earth and help out in a way. So when we burn it, which is, creating ashes, or we just bury it in a casket, are we really helping? Not much, but I don't know. That's a different subject. But when we physically die in this state, I think we have to pass through the 4D, okay, through the astral, through the dream state, whatever you want to call it. I think the dream state part is maybe not completely accurate because it's maybe we can access the astral, kind of the pure spiritual plane without the body on our dreams. Okay, the body stays, the heart keeps beating, but again, this notion of astral travels, okay, remember that. So maybe the words are telling us something here. that when we dream and we do an astral travel, your spirit leaves your body. The body is there, it's fine. It's the car, it's kind of allowed in a way. Maybe you are connected in some way. You're kind of leaking out to this astral plane, this dream state plane, and that's why again you could be interacting, for example, with family members that are stuck, air quotes, stuck in this astral plane because they, as I shared on the episode of Ghost, like a couple of months ago, you might want to go back and look at that one if you haven't seen it, if you're a new subscriber. I said, it feels to me that the concept of ghosts is people that have clearly passed, by the way, and then they are in the 4D, in this stage, in the astral, and they don't know where to go, okay? Because they want to come back to their life. It's like they have unfinished business. Maybe they passed, they were soldiers and passed, they were young and they were suddenly, or maybe someone that died in a car crash, or someone that died of a heart attack, or someone that died unexpectedly, and the soul is confused. The soul knows, but this effect is confusing the soul and is unable to get stuff off of this 4D state. It cannot come back to the 3D state, okay? It cannot come back. That, we cannot agree that just doesn't happen. But it can manifest, and it could be something, like what is referred as ghost, and as when a ghost is in a house, maybe the ghost, which is in the 4D, is a being that physically lived in that house or is related to the house, or maybe his family, her family, live in that house. So it's trying to manifest, and yes, electricity, radios going on. I mean, I was just talking to a friend a couple of days ago, and he said something happened to his drill. I'm just going to share briefly this story that he doesn't make sense at all. He says, either I'm losing my memory or someone moved a piece of his drill to another place. And I said, it has happened to me. They closed the valve of one of our water tanks recently. No one, I didn't do it. My wife doesn't even know how to do it. There's a person that goes to the house every week. I asked him, did you do it? I really want to know. He said, no way I will do it. Basically, the valve to the reserve of water when the city cuts off the water supply. And one day we woke up, there was no water, that we have a reserve, so that doesn't make sense. I went and the valve was closed. So that's a physical action. Someone had to do it. And at the end, I laughed with my wife and say, we shouldn't dwell in what happened there because we're going to get a little bit afraid or something. But, that's maybe someone that wants kind of for attention, maybe, or maybe a spirit that is a little bit upset and, wants you to, in a way. That's spirits could get in the 4D, I think, in the position that, they want your attention, and then they want your attention in a bad way. Maybe they're a little bit upset, they're belligerent, they don't understand. And that's when they say, send them the light, so they can go to the light, which the way I interpret those words is basically move to the next step. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this short Monday episode on multi-dimensions. I'm going to tackle it again in a few months, maybe with more support material. I think that was probably missing. I didn't find the image I wanted to share. Again, that the 4D, it's a connection between the 3D and the 5D, okay? And yes, in the 4D, you're in a pure spiritual state. There's no body. And the 5D, you're clearly also they say we're going to have enhanced bodies, but I don't even know what that means. I think the reality is just going to be enhanced. So I think some people in the New Age make a point of that we're being upgraded, the DNA. We're just going to be different, okay? So yes, maybe there's going to be physical bodies, but do we really need it? So at the end, what we need is our spirit, okay? The physical body is just a tool. It's like having a car. Are you going to die because you don't have a car? No, you'll use the bus or something. It's the same thing with the body, just a tool so we can traverse this reality. By the way, the ones that are in the 4D and want to manifest in this 3D reality, what problem they have? They don't have a body, okay? They don't have a body. So that's why they use the radio, they turn it off and on, and lights and noises and stuff like that, because that's how, if they want your attention, that's how they manifest, okay? And you probably heard all the stories of people saying, my husband passed, my wife passed, and I hear his or her steps, and I hear her voice, and I sometimes the radio goes off at 2 a.m. or the TV just turns on. All of those things are real, okay, are real. It's not a coincidence. It's not a glitch in the technology. It's the spirit wants your attention, wants to tell you something. And the best way probably in those cases is to embrace it and say, why do you want to tell me? And go on. You're not going to come back here. You're done from this reality. You're not going to come, as much as you miss us or whatever the issue is, you're not going to come back here. And sometimes the spirit maybe just wants to know that you're going to be fine without that. Okay, I can relate as someone that has 3 dependents, 2 sons, 1 wife. I mean, I can relate. If I pass unexpectedly, maybe I'm gonna be there in the 4D, just trying to connect to my children, to my wife, to see if they're okay. If I didn't leave them in a difficult situation or something like that. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this one. And if everything's okay, I shall see you back on Friday. Please come back for that one. I'm gonna have much more support material on that one, and it's basically a related subject. Kind of similar, kind of almost identical, but it's the universe is all about love. Okay. Thank you very much. Have a great Monday. Enjoy it with family and friends, so whichever way you want to enjoy it. And if everything's okay, I shall see you back on Friday. Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you for making it to this part of the video. This is my favorite part. This is where I suggest to you that you discover yourself. You are not what you have been groomed to believe. You are this incredible being without limits that has eternal life, amazing strength, infinite wisdom, and a big, beautiful heart. All your limits are always self-imposed. Your best version in this reality is inside you. Your only mission on this life is to become a beacon of love and guidance. This version is ready to be discovered today. How do you discover yourself? The discovery process is a personal one. No one can do it for you. Dedicate 5 minutes a day to talk to yourself and the universe. Request to be connected and ask, who am I? Where do I come from? You will start getting signs, breadcrumbs, and signals. You will notice how your notions about those realities start disappearing. No more hierarchies, no more competition, no more complaining, no more depending on others. Discovering yourself equals to breaking your matrix. Your self-imposed limits will fall, and you will be ready to serve humanity and help break this spell and deception on us. But you must be patient to allow others to wake up at their time through their own free will. That will be really soon, you will see, and that will start a new world. As you work towards your best version, you will notice how all emotions don't serve you anymore. Hate, fear, rage, pride, loss, envy, violence, justice, true violence, judgment of others, and other emotions will disappear from your mind and heart. You will understand those emotions serve only the evildoers and are not you. Please try to be understanding of others that don't think or feel like you. Everyone has a process. No one is right or wrong. We're all just different. Don't be concerned about being right, ever. Don't allow pride preventing you from patching things up with family and friends. It is very important you enjoy this life with your loved ones. Put in the work to patch things up and leave it to others to decide. Please relax and enjoy life. When everyone breaks their own matrix, humanity through our community consciousness will break the final spell. The new world will start and everything will gradually fall. Governments, hierarchies, and the medical and financial system will go from scarcity to abundance for all. Thank you very much for watching. Please share this episode. If you have any comments or suggestions, please use the comment section below. For private questions, conversations, and if you would like to appear on the show, please email me at hey@humanitywins.net. Thank you again. Please don't forget to visit our website www.humanitywins.net. By giving me your time, you honor me. Have a very, very, very nice day.